The truth is like a rock. You throw it into a pack of dogs, and the one that it hits will bark the loudest.
Here in Australia, we have a 43-year-old washed-up boxer by the name of Anthony Mundine, who has nothing to do with his pathetic little life, but create controversy once again for refusing to stand when our national anthem will be played before he goes up against his white, privileged opponent, Jeff Horn, on November 30. Now, this won't be the first time that Mundine refused to stand for the anthem. Before his loss to Danny Green in January of 2017, in protest against injustice towards Indigenous Australians, he remained seated. He said in a recent article, "If they play the anthem, I'm sitting down. I can't stand for that. It's a white supremacist song. The fight, the plight, the struggle, the constant everyday injustice of Indigenous people, it's got to stop. We're getting raped and pillaged in different ways. I'm not going to stand for that anthem. I don't care when it's played. I don't want it to be played before I come out." Are you finally coming out? Good for you. If it's played and they go on about it, I'm sitting down. What do you mean, and they go on about it? And who are you to tell anyone how and when it should be played? Oh, and while you're sitting down, suck on that big thumb of yours and cry us all a river. Addressing his comments towards Jeff Horn, Mundine said, "He's got that privilege, man. You all know what privilege I'm talking about. He's got that privilege. I've never had that privilege. Not many people did, but he's got that privilege. Hey, Anthony, come here. Closer. Boo-hoo. I'm fighting against that more than anything. I'm fighting for equality and justice." Just to be really clear, Mundine said that he's fighting for equality and justice. Right, gotcha. The same Mundine who suggested the death penalty should be punishment for being queer, grouping gay people with pedophiles, and said that they would think twice about their sexuality if they faced serious penalties. And when you say you are fighting for equality and justice, just help me understand what you meant by you don't believe in homosexuality and then go on to blame the pro-equality movement for trying to indoctrinate young people. Isn't that what you are trying to do? Huh? Huh?
I don't care if you're gay or not, to be honest. It doesn't worry me, because the Creator will judge you later. So it's got nothing to do with me. I was brought up for it to be forbidden anyway, the way I was brought up. I believe it's a choice. Everything's a choice. If I was in society, right? If we were lived in a society, just like in the Aboriginal culture, so same thing, that homosexuality is forbidden, and you do it, and the consequences are capital punishment, death. You think you're going to do it? Or think twice of doing it? Hell no, I won't quit. Even if I was born like it. I mean, that's the only way to deter the problem.
And in a Facebook post, he wrote, "Watching Redfern now, and they promoting homosexuality like it's okay in our culture. That ain't in our culture, and our ancestors would have their head for it. Like my dad told me, God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve." According to the ABC Rachel Perkins of Blackfella Films, the production company behind Redfern Now, she said, "I've known Aboriginal activists throughout the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s who fought for the cause of Aboriginal people, and they are gay." Mundine saying gay people and Aboriginality don't go together denies all of the identity of those people. It's insulting to them. It's inappropriate that he says that. I love this tweet from Joe Thornley, who wrote, "That's odd. I usually turn to Anthony Mundine for all my reasonable, enlightened cultural cues." Just to be clear once again, this is the same Anthony Mundine who threw in the towel only after 12 days in a reality TV show, "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here," citing that he misses his family and he has accomplished everything he wanted to do.
I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. It's water off a duck's back to me. You know what I mean? I know who I am.
And this is the same Mundine who has revealed that he dictates what type of clothing his partners can or cannot wear, after declaring short skirts are not allowed. Wow, that's really progressive, Anthony. Notice how I said partners? He has 5 kids, to 4 different women, and that is if you want to believe the popular theory. He is believed to have fathered 7 children to 4 women, but there may be more. It's one thing Anthony Mundine won't talk about. Why not, Anthony? Are you a bit of a deadbeat dad, denying your children their existence? Man up. Just silence the critics like me and tell us the truth. Or is that something you are incapable of doing? Come clean and tell us how many children you have fathered and to how many women. Or are you just too busy being the fashion police and have no problem telling someone what to wear because it is for their own good? Now, while you're sitting down and not standing for the National Anthem, this is the same Mundine who made the extraordinary claim that Aboriginal beliefs are the same as Islamic religion. He said, "The thing I believe in Islam is the belief in one creator. I studied Aboriginality and we believe in one God, one creator. So my people were Muslims. They didn't even know it." You know what I mean? Yeah, right. I don't think anyone knows what you mean. And get this, to all of my US followers, this is the same Anthony Mundine that said way back in October 2001, just 1 month after 9/11, when he said they call it an act of terrorism. But if you can understand religion and our way of life, it's not about terrorism, it's about fighting for God's law. And America's brought it upon themselves. Yeah, nice one, Anthony. Oh, and of course he apologised. He had to. But he thought those words, he believed those words, he spoke those words. You are a pathetic individual. The thing we all know about Anthony Mundine here in Australia is that he is skilled at making as much money as he can while minimising the risks. If you don't want to stand for our national anthem, don't. But just a heads up, Anthony, while you are sitting down, you do realise that Jessica Mauboy, also Aboriginal, will be standing tall as she sings our national anthem. The way G-Mann sees it is Australia is a very progressive nation and we welcome change and new ideas. Just like over time, the lyrics of our national anthem have been changed in order to become gender neutral. Originally, the first line of our national anthem was "Australia's sons, let us rejoice," but has since been changed to "Australians, all let us rejoice." The length of the song has also differed from the original 4 verses to the current 2. If you want to create change, being a total ass like Mundine won't work, but make a suggestion for an Aboriginal alternative as singer Judith Durham did when she sought feedback from the Aboriginal community and consulted with a muti man, Kutcha Edwards, to find the final version of a rewritten national anthem. That is how you become more inclusive. You be rational and intelligent about it. 2 things Mundine is incapable of doing. I'll put a link to Judith Durham's song in the description below. So what do you think? I really do appreciate the comments and engagement I receive from you, and I will always respond to private messages and emails if you reach out. Now go away and fly your nation's flag and bellow out your national anthem proudly. I'm Gerald Pauschmann for The Point TV.